Hi, my name is Erica, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you all are fine. Today, I have a curious thing to share, so don't skip the video and watch till the end. Also, guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment on it. This helps me to know how did you liked this video? Overthinking is one of those things that seems to be part of the human experience. It's not something that we enjoy, but it's something that happens whether we like it or not. And while sometimes overthinking can be helpful, most of the time it just ends up making things worse. So why do we do it so much? Overthinking often stems from a lack of confidence in our ability to handle a situation. Maybe we're afraid that we'll make the wrong decision or that we're not capable of solving a problem. As a result, we start to ruminate over every little detail, trying to figure out what could go wrong and how to fix it. But this only makes us more anxious and stressed, which makes it even harder to think clearly and make good decisions. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by your thoughts, know that you're not alone. Here are 7 reasons why we all overthink at some point in our lives. First, we have high expectations of ourselves. One reason why we overthink things is because we set high expectations for ourselves. We want to do everything perfectly, and we're afraid of failing. This is especially true if we're perfectionists. When we have high expectations, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. And when we feel like we don't live up to our own standards, we can be very hard on ourselves. We may overthink things in an effort to make sure that we don't make any mistakes, but this can actually end up making things worse. When we overthink, we become more anxious and stressed, which makes it harder to focus and make good decisions. The second reason is we're afraid of making the wrong decision. Maybe we're not sure what to do next in our careers, or we're trying to decide where to go to college. When we're afraid of making the wrong decision, we tend to overthink things. We try to weigh all of the pros and cons, and we think about all of the possible outcomes. But this can actually make it harder to make a decision. When we overthink things, we become more anxious and stressed. And this can make it hard to think clearly and logically. It can also make us second-guess ourselves and our abilities. The third reason is we're not good at dealing with change. Most of us don't like change, and that's okay. Change can be scary, and it can be difficult to adjust to. But if we're not careful, our fear of change can cause us to overthink things. When we don't know how to deal with change, we may try to avoid it or resist it. But this can actually make things worse. When we try to fight change, we put a lot of stress on ourselves. And this can lead to overthinking can also make it hard to adapt to new situations. We're trying to control everything, whatever the case may be. When we try to control everything, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. And this can lead to When we overthink, we're trying to plan for every possible outcome, and we're trying to make sure that everything goes according to our plan. But this is impossible. There are so many things that are outside of our control, and no matter how much we plan, things will inevitably go wrong. When we realize this, we may feel anxious or stressed, and this can make it hard to think clearly and make good decisions. The fifth reason, we're not assertive enough. If you're not assertive, you may find it difficult to stand up for yourself or to express your needs and wants. This can lead to overthinking because you may be constantly worrying about what other people think of you, or because you may be afraid of speaking up and making someone else upset. The sixth reason, you worry about what other people think of you. Maybe we're afraid of what they'll say or how they'll react. Whatever the case may be, when we worry about what other people think of us, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. And this can lead to When we overthink, we may try to second-guess what other people are thinking, or we may try to read into their words or body language. But this is impossible. We can't know what other people are thinking, and we can't control their words or actions. When we realize this, we may feel anxious or stressed, and this can make it hard to think clearly and make good decisions. And the last reason is you don't know how to relax. Maybe we're used to being constantly busy or productive, or maybe we just don't know how to relax and enjoy ourselves. Whatever the case may be, when we don't know how to relax, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. And this can lead to When we overthink, we may try to keep ourselves busy or distracted to avoid relaxing. But this only makes things worse. When we're constantly overthinking and trying to stay busy, we never give ourselves a chance to relax and recharge. And this can make it hard to focus and make good decisions. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by your thoughts, know that you're not alone. These are some of the most common reasons why people overthink things. but there is hope. With some effort and practice, you can learn to think more clearly and make better decisions. If you feel like you're overthinking things, it can be helpful to talk to someone about it. This could be a friend, family member, therapist, or anyone else you trust. Talking about your thoughts can help you to get them out of your head and to see them more clearly. It can also help you to identify any negative thought patterns or beliefs that may be contributing to your overthinking. Once you understand what's causing your overthinking, you can start to take steps to address it. This might involve challenging your negative thoughts, developing more positive self-talk, or learning relaxation techniques. With time and practice, you can learn to think more positively and make better decisions. If you're struggling to stop overthinking, know that you're not alone. It's a common problem that many people experience, but there is hope. With some effort and practice, you can learn to think more clearly and make better decisions. Now let's look at some ways to stop challenge your thoughts. When you notice that you're overthinking, try to challenge your thoughts. Ask yourself if there's any evidence to support your worries. Often our worries are based on what we think will happen in the future, but we can't know for sure what will happen. So it's important to challenge your negative thoughts and to replace them with more positive ones. Focus on the present moment. Another way to stop overthinking is to focus on the present moment. When you're overthinking, you're usually focusing on the past or the future. But it's important to remember that the only time you have is the present. So focus on what's happening right now and enjoy the present moment. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is a great way to stop When you're mindful, you're focused on the present moment and you're accepting of whatever is happening without judgment. You can practice mindfulness through meditation, yoga, or simply by taking a few deep breaths. Exercise regularly. Exercise is a great way to reduce stress and anxiety. When you exercise, your body releases endorphins, which have mood-boosting effects. So if you're feeling anxious or stressed, go for a walk, run, or do some other form of exercise. Get enough sleep. Sleep is essential for our mental and physical health. When we don't get enough sleep, we're more likely to overthink things and make poor decisions. So make sure to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by your thoughts, know that you're not alone. Overthinking is a common problem that many people experience, but there is hope. By following these tips, you can learn to think more clearly and make better decisions. Hope you guys like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, like, share, and comment on it. Bye!